Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to reviewing the Pokemon franchise. And it's finally time I've hit the end of the Pokemon franchise for now. So I have until I know there's another one coming out though. Well, not time soon though, but it's already been in theaters in Japan though, but hasn't been released yet in here in the U.S. though. But until then, until then, this is the last one I'll be reviewing. And it's been a long road, for me to review all the Pokemon movies, and just it's been taking me forever. I think this is the longest time I had to review on a franchise. It's been taking. I started this in July. Now it's in September, and now it's a lot of work. So yeah. So I hope you enjoy me reviewing the Pokemon franchise. And for until that new one comes out, this will be the last one for now. And still in the XY series. And the last one I'm reviewing is Pokemon the movie, Hoopa, and the Clash of Ages. Now with this one, and I've ended on a good note because I thought I would rant on some of them, but it turns out I actually like all of them. I knew I like most of them, but I thought there'd be ones I would rant on though, but there isn't. Although I had some few nitpicks a little bit issues in some of the movies. One particular a big issue that I explained in one of them. But I've always enjoyed all overall I liked all the Pokemon movies. Well, especially I've always enjoyed the first three films as well. But I said they tell how the first of like all the first five films that were released in theaters in the U.S. They've all met with mostly negative reviews. But ever since they came into directed video, with the sequels, they've overall been positive reviews and higher ratings on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. And then by the time we came towards the end of it, they've been getting a little bit lower and lower though. But it was like the start of with Jirachi Witchmaker and all the other ones kept on climbing high, but by the end, with so I guess I think with the black and white ones, and then the Genesect, um, and then all the ones going down with entering the XY region. It's been going down though, but still, regardless, I still enjoy the films. So, but getting to this one though, um, like Rotten Tomatoes, I think has like a 50 for I think it was like 50% Rotten Tomatoes, and has a 6.2 in IMDb. So like mixed to positive, or it says 50-50 on this one, I would say. And this one is one that made one of the lowest grossings in the Japanese box office since Pokemon Heroes, made like 22 million. And yeah, it's definitely this is one of the lowest grossing ones. So it's like slightly above Pokemon Heroes, but I still like it. And in this one, you have this this ancient Pokemon by the name of Hoopa, which I'll get into. And then you have like a mixture of all these legendary Pokemon roll into one movie. You got Groudon, Kyogre, Kyurem from the Swords of Justice, Latias, Pokemon Heroes, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Arceus for only a cameo, Rayquaza, and Lugia. Bunch of legendary Pokemon all into one. And this is how the story goes in this one. It's in the start. It opens up in the past, which is to explain 100 years ago, that there is this town called Dahara City, and this Pokemon by the name of Hoopa, which is its true form. What is it when it's explained? It's bragging and saying how strong it is, and it's been beating all these legendary Pokemon. It shows it beat how it summons Kyogre from the power of its rings to bring him like a quick wormhole to bring him in there instantly. That's what the power with his rings. They can use his rings to create a shortcut or a wormhole. Stick gets hand, it's in one other place. So it summons these legendary Pokemon. First it shows with Groudon and Kyogre. Um, then at first, what it shows in the how the story goes, which I'll get into that though. But it beats them, and then it summons with also in the legend the legendary Pokemon as well. You got the Black and White, you got Reshiram and Zekrom, and you also got Regigigas as well. So there's just a whole bunch of legendary Pokemon. I think this is like the first one in the film series that you have all these legendary Pokemon roll into one movie, put into one movie. Probably some people say that's like way too many legendary Pokemon to be put in though. I mean, it's like the first one. I think it's like you see a whole bunch in one movie at once. So, and then as the battle goes on, the town is being destroyed. Is being destroyed in it as well, and then within his powers are out of control. So, and there's this guy. Who is the great grandfather to these two characters who you see this in the future has the power. He has the power. It says a necklace that has like that has the shape of resembles of Arceus, and he uses this bottle to suck the true form of Hoopa into the bottle to contain it. So. And then past the present, 100 years later, a young guy by the name of Baraz, who's looking for it's called the prison bottle, by the way, and he searches for it. He does find it, and uses his powers because he's like the descendants of the great grandfather of the guy who imprisoned Hoopa. He finds it. Uses power to unlock the barrier. But as soon as he touches it, he gets possessed by the powers of Hoopa, the Dark Hoopa, basically. And then it cuts to Ash with his friends, Serena, Clement, and Bonnie. That they're in this Pokemon Center in the desert. That's close to Dahara City. You guys know it's in the desert now. This is like more of a one of a play on an Egyptian type Pokemon because it's in the desert and you have like Egyptian type music sometimes playing in the movie. So, and they're having a good time, and then Serena brings in some donuts, for the Pokemon and his friends to snack on. But then one of the dimensional rings was also another thing called. You see of Hoopa, the good Hoopa right here, doing a trick, replacing taking a donut, replacing with we'll call it a tomato berry, which is a very hot berry, and Chaspin was the other star Pokemon for the XY series, which I now remember. It takes a bite out of it, and then it's like steamy. His face is all red, and Pikachu sees that sees the hand take the donut and he grabs it. Then Pikachu and Ash gets pulled right through the ring, and you see Hoopa, like laughing. You're like, and this is what it is. And throughout the movie, Pikachu and Ash tells what their names are, but Hoopa calls them Ashken and Pecan. So, and they're wondering, and they're wondering, the other friends are wondering where did Ash go, until also the other girl who was with Baraz, so with the girl's name, uh, Murray, they're all friends, they're both friends with Hoopa, and explains, and then the listener that Hoopa uses, you actually go through the ring and pull them through the ring. They said they asked for a drink of water, and Hoopa just goes and uses ring power to drain the Pokemon Center's uh, pool water and just pour all over them. So, and then you find out that there's one poor part of it that the Hoopa cannot. It can bring things through the rings, but it cannot pass. It itself cannot pass through its own dimensional ring. So, and then one thing at least to know there is that when Baraz arrives, he's still possessed, but then he opens the prison bottle, and it makes Hoopa come into its true form and starts wrecking everything. So, what was it? And well, of course, as soon as when the true form of Hoopa is out of the bottle, Baraz is no longer possessed, and he's wondering what's happening. And then of course, when Team Rocket gets there, it's like, oh, what's that Pokemon? We can't catch something that big, and this and that. And their balloon gets whacked away, and they're like, oh, come on. Because now they learn about the bottle, so they want to take it back. And then the Hoopa gets put back into the bottle. The evil one gets put back into the bottle, and they cannot touch the bottle because otherwise they'll get possessed. And so Clemo uses one of his inventions to a device that it can hold the bottle without nobody touching it. And it doesn't blow up this time. So, and while that's going on there, the Pokemon Center, they explain everything about their great grandfather and how with Hoopas that used to be good because during back when the town was 100 years ago, Hoopa in its true form came that it took some food, but it's like, oh, you gotta pay for it, and then it can also grant the wishes as well, just like a genie, and it gave all the entire town piles and piles of gold, and they were happy, and they looked up at Hoopa, and they said, oh, can you beat a Pokemon in battle? So first it fights against a Dragonite, and then a Steelix. And then as soon as it begins to battle with the legendary Pokemon, it gets getting carried away because that's how his good powers get out of control. That's how it becomes more evil, I guess. And until the great grandfather puts the evil one away until it goes back into the little Hoopa. And the little Hoopa, still I guess I was acting like how it was in its true form because give me back my power, give me back my power, So, and then the great grandfather taught how just how for not to be from that way to becoming all nice though and helpful, how shows how to grow plants from seeds, and then it bonds and then so bonds with I think they were brother and sister, Murray and yeah, I think they were brother and sister, yeah. Because this is both their great grandfathers, so and it shows them their necklaces with this Arceus. The Arceus, the legendary Pokemon that helps create all the things, all life, and then the 100 years later they built this tower, called the Hoopa Tower, I guess, that where the prison bottle was made, and explains everything. So, and but then also the Team Rocket, one thing is starts to show up, tries to snatches the bottle. Meowth touches it, gets possessed, and lets the true form, which is now it tries to get back at come back into the nice Hoopa, but the brother and sister, they use their powers, with the Arceus' powers to not possess the good Hoopa. So now it's on its own. It's like basically it says it's the shadow of Hoopa. It comes out, and then Hoopa, the good Hoopa, brings in some help. So it summons Lugia through its ring power. It's funny how when I say ring power, I'm thinking of Sonic the Hedgehog really enough. With all the power of the rings, Sonic, to make him super fast. So I'm just, for some reason, because when I said it was ring power, I'm trying to think of Sonic, basically. But this summons out Lugia to help him out. And I would say that the Hoopa is the bad Hoopa is taking. It takes a few blows from Lugia, and while Ash and Hoopa and Pikachu, they're trying to hide, but no matter where they go, Hoopa is there, trying to grab it through its rings with its hands, because that's basically it's like 6 hands basically. And one thing leads to another is that one slight disappointing thing is that Lugia takes a beating, but as it starts to head towards the Hoopa, it uses its rings to send it back into the ocean, and then that's the last you see of Lugia. That was because that was a bit disappointing, because by the third act though you have all these legendary Pokemon though, but Lugia is not present, sadly enough. Because I like Lugia, and yeah, it was nice to see him there though, but I thought he would be in the third act though, because with all these legendary Pokemon fighting in the third act, I think that Lugia should also be participating as well. But all these Pokemon are there, even Arceus appears at the end though, but Lugia is not present. So, just makes him return back to the ocean and is never seen again. So, yeah, that was like the one, once again, one little nitpick, but so after that, so they plan to, because the bottle got broken because the shadow of Hoopa broke it, because it wants to return because it has the freedom now. So they decided to make another one with the power, because the great grandfather made it from the power of fire, water, and ground. So they use I forget what the Pokemon's I forget what the evolved Pokemon of Ash's a Froakie, and then Serena's Finny, and I forget what their evolved form though, because by the time they evolved, and they also get one of the Hippopotamus. The evolved form is Hippowdon though, but the pre-evolved form was Hippopotamus, not Hippopotamus, but Hippopotamus, or I forget what that one's. I know what the name is though, but Hippopotamus. I'm not trying to say hippopotamus, but hippopotamus. It's still how it's pronounced though. But I know the evolved form is Hippowdon. But so they get one of them in there to help out. So they go to that the tower to make a new one. And while this is going on, you have cat and mouse chase scene with, because Also, because they Ash asks Hoopa to get some more Pokemon to help out. So summons Rayquaza and then Latios and Latias to help out because they fly fast, and So Ash is riding on Latios, and flying, and they're trying to fight off the shadow of Hoopa, while all this trying to make the bottle. But the shadow, I'll just call it the shadow for now, summons up more Pokemon. Summons Dialga, Palkia, Groudon, Kyogre, Giratina, all out from their portals through its power rings, all with the red eyes. I guess it made him evil for a bit. So it tries to fight them off as well. And like I said, you have all the Pokemon, but the only one that's not present is Lugia. Hoopa does have the power to bring out from back where knows where they are and bring them out. So why couldn't the good Hoopa bring Lugia out again to help out again? So, but I don't know. I guess use it only once. You can't do it again. So yeah. So he's he has the power to bring them all back. He knows where they are and bring them out, but he can't bring out Lugia again to help out, give him an extra hand. So, but for now, I guess but it's just for Rayquaza and Latios and Latias to help out. So, and then, I thought that was one part. To me, I thought that was a pretty decent scene where there was the Giratina was trying to fire at them, but they managed to get out of the way. But also Team Rocket is down there, so they see that the blast coming towards them. So I thought that was kind of funny that they get behind Wobbuffet to use its counterattack to reflect right back. Yeah, they're just there, because I guess they said we don't want to catch this. We have to get out. Let's get out of the city, because they do the smart thing. They get out with everybody who's running to the tower, because it's also a museum as well, I guess. It's supposed to be the only safe place. So they do the smart thing. They run with the people instead of, trying to capture or do this and that instead of blasting off. But yeah, that was funny because they avoid the blast because they get behind Wobbuffet to use its counterattack. So, and then and then now the shadow knows what they're doing in the tower, so it tries to reach in to grab him, I guess, and then Ash is like, oh no, you don't. And then they try to form a twister barricade so that the shadow and the little Pokemon can't get through. But the shadow uses ring power to get close to the twister so that all the Pokemon can fire, to be shorter or close range, and then the shadow launches its one attack and hits Rayquaza and destroys the twister barrier, and Rayquaza goes down, but also by this time Latias and Rayquaza they mega evolved as well, so to give them more strength, so they all mega evolved by now. Then the bottom of the bottle is made. They make the bottle again, and then the shadow gets sucked back in, and and also what about that time all the Pokemon that were because their eyes were red, that means they were bad bad like the shadows, but they're no longer under that control. And Ash catches the bottle, and he gets possessed, and then the shadow starts speaking through him, saying, "You'll disappear," and says no, and the good Hoopa shows him about all the good thing that happened in the past, that it did, and at that point it leveraged the shadow, so now it's good now. So it's hard to explain because it's the same Pokemon, but same for its good form and then its true form. So, and everything seems like everything is fine, but the space time rift is interrupted once again, and it's circling the whole tower and starts closing in and it's also disintegrating everything as well. So they let out Hoopa's true form, and who is now good. So it uses its all six of its rings to get everyone who is trapped in there out to get to the other side. So, and then all Ash's friends, they go through first, and but Hoopa still can't try to pass through, so they have to try to make him pass through. And as this keeps getting smaller and smaller, and also the ring is getting smaller as well. So, and they try one by one. They try to get through with Hoopa, but one gets through, but the other one stays behind. The only one who's left is Braz with Hoopa. So they try to use the powers, and then all of a sudden the golden light starts shining, and Braz manages to get through with Hoopa. And they look up into the sky. Arceus appears just for that little bit, and then goes and flies off, and all the legendary Pokemon, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, they fly off, same as Rayquaza and Latios and Latias, Groudon, Kyogre. As I said, everyone was there except for all the one, and that's probably why was there together except for Lugia, which I thought was kind of a bit of a letdown because Hoopa has the power to make them appear again, so but no, I guess. So now all that's over and the tower's destroyed though. So they said that they want to return back to its where Murray and Baraz originally came from. But says that Hoopa says he doesn't want to go back yet because he wants to rebuild this tower again. And it says Ash, or it's called Ashkin. It says hope you get your wish because he tells he wants to be a Pokemon master. And Hoopa says a Pokemon Mister. And I also forgot another thing. There's one word when it was like someone wanted to summon the Pokemon, it goes Ale Hoopa, I guess, Ale Hoopa. So, forgot to mention that part when it wants to summon the Pokemon through its rings. So after that, as the credits go, they say goodbye to each other, and it shows with Hoopa, they're rebuilding the tower, and at a point where now that the true form of Hoopa is now good, he's using it to build as well, and then shows with Ash and the others continue on their journey, and Team Rocket is still following behind them. And it shows like all the other legendary Pokemon as well, and Arceus flying through, and all the other ones as well. And that's basically it, yeah. So yeah, Clash of the Ages. It's another good one. It's another good one though. But I think even though we have all these legendary Pokemon in one movie, I would still think that the Cocoon of Destruction, the previous one, I think it was a bit better than this one still. I just thought so, but it was nice. But it was nice to say, I think the first time I have all these legendary Pokemon all in the same movie, though. Although, like I said, I wish that Lugia was present for all of them as well. And I also forgot to mention Kyurem. Yeah, Kyurem from Swords of Justice was there as well. I saw all the other legendary Pokemon, but I forgot to say Kyurem as well. There he is right there. So that's the only issue I have with the little nitpick I have with Lugia not being there for the finale with all the legendary Pokemon together. So but I still like the movie. I've liked all the Pokemon movies, and I think after I do this after this review, yeah, I think I will do my top five and my top five favorites and my least favorite ones. Well, it doesn't mean I the ones that my least favorites I don't dislike them. I do like them, but I don't think they were not my favorite ones in my opinion though. I do like them though, but they were my least favorite though. I have explained a couple though, but I said a couple ones that were my favorites. So yeah, I think after this one I will do like my top five favorite and least favorite, just to complete my reviews of the franchise. So, but it's been long just reviewing all these movies. It's been taking me quite a long time. I'm glad I finally got to the end of reviewing the last one. For now, the other one was like a one that hasn't been released yet. It was released in Japan though, but not in the U.S. apparently yet. Called The Volcanian and the Mechanical Marvel. So that was the only one that has not been released yet. So when that comes on DVD, I'll be sure to review that one as soon as we can. But I don't think it's not coming out anytime soon. Maybe by the end of this year, maybe. But overall, I do like Hoopa and the Clash of Ages. So yeah, I've always enjoyed the Pokemon franchise, and I'll never stop liking it. And like I said before, I've always been repeating myself like a whole bunch of these videos because, like I said, I do like Pokemon more than Yu-Gi-Oh. It's been one of the bigger things in my childhood that I always did watch, especially the original series. And I enjoyed the movie, especially the top three ones from the first movie to 2000, and then number 3. So I'm just glad. So I hope you enjoyed my review of all the Pokemon franchise. So then the next one I'll do my top 5 favorites and least favorites though. But like I said, the least favorites doesn't mean I don't like them. I still like them though, but it's my ones I like. Okay, yeah, but I still like them though. So I hope you like this one. Hope on the Clash of Ages, and hopefully hope you all enjoyed my reviews of all the movies of the Pokemon franchise. The one little issue I had that I explained for with Lugia, but I still like the movie. It's just been long. I'm just me doing all these little pauses to say that I'm exhausted now. After reviewing like 17 or 18 of these movies now. Hey, I reviewed the Land Before Time franchise, but that was like 13, so. But the franchise is a franchise, so. Thanks for watching, and yeah, that's my review for Hoopa and the Clash of Ages. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed my review of the Pokemon franchise. And the next one will be my top 5 and favorites and the least favorites of the movie franchises. Later.